St. Louis Blues select.
Welcome to another edition of Inside the Note, brought to you by the Mid-America Chevy dealers, smack dab in the middle of an action-packed week in the National Hockey League. Tuesday and Wednesday, the NHL draft took place. Free agency opens on Friday, so of course we will get to all of that. We'll even catch up with Braden Schenn. But first, let's rewind to last week when the Stanley Cup was awarded to a Tampa Bay Lightning team with many ties to St. Louis. Congratulations to hometown hero Pat Maroon for going back-to-back. Former Blue Kevin Shattenkirk, who raised the cup for the first time in his career. Lightning coach John Cooper also has a tie to St. Louis, as he spent several seasons as the coach of the St. Louis Bandits. And now being a Stanley Cup champion is a family affair for the Schenn brothers, as Luke Schenn and Braden Schenn will get to bond over Lord Stanley for the second off-season in a row.
Do you guys have matching cup bro tattoos now, or when do those come?
I think we're going to stick with the matching rings, pretty much. Just change up the logo in the middle of it. But no, yeah, I don't know if the tattoo would be a good look on the Schenn Bros. I don't know if we're cut out.
I went to a wedding once where I had an ex marry a good friend of mine. And I remember the wedding was super awkward, right? And I can imagine, Luke, for you last year when Braden won it, it had to have been kind of the same thing. Give us the real deal. Like when Braden was holding up that cup, as happy as you were for your little brother, you had to have a little bitterness just brewing inside you, no?
You know what? I mean, I love your analogy of the ex marrying your buddy. I mean, that's unbelievable. But in all honesty, I was probably even more proud of him winning it than I would be winning it myself. I was there in Game 5, 6, and 7 last year, followed the team around, and obviously there for Game 7 when they pulled it off in Boston, and got to go down the ice after and give a big hug to him and all the other guys who I knew on the Blues team, and you're celebrating with friends and family, and I was the happiest guy in the world.
Braden, but for you on that particular night last year when you won it, I mean, there's a picture of you embracing Luke, lifting, and Luke's a big guy.
Braden, why don't you tell the real story of what happened there after you
thought to give Luke a hug, and I picked him up, and kind of big fella that he is, I started leaning back and a little heavy, and I ended up tweaking my knee that night by lifting Luke up. So I got a little too excited trying to pick him up, and we'll try that again.
How did you celebrate, and how did you watch Luke win the Stanley Cup this past season?
I was in Saskatoon, drove home from the bubble, and it's obviously 5 hours, so kind of stayed there for the past month, kind of watching his games at the parents' house, and some friends and family and stuff like that were over, and had a little party after, and a few FaceTimes with Luke, and I even got on FaceTime with Big Rig. As you know, he's telling everyone he's back-to-back champ. So,
which cup is more memorable for the Big Rig? When he won it in St. Louis, or when he won it in Tampa? Luke, what do you think?
Oh man, well, we all know he's the hometown hero there. He's made that well known, and then now he's back-to-back, and next year he says he's going 3 for 3. I'm a free agent too, and I just want to follow the Big Rig wherever he goes next year. The Cup seems to follow that guy around.
So there were a lot of superstitions on Braden, your Cup day. So walk me through that Cup day, and I guess talk me through how the superstitions apparently worked for your brother.
Early on in the morning, Walt was the guy that had the Cup, brought it to Saskatoon for me, and he showed me the whole book of every Cup party he's ever been to. He always takes a picture with the guy. And so we asked him, we're like, so what's the deal? Are guys superstitious? Have you ever had a brother? Or a lot of the Europeans, they raise it over their head and they're partying with it and stuff like that. And you go on to see it, and those guys will win it in a year or two. And so he goes, I don't believe in all that stuff. And Luke's like, well, if that's the case, he goes, I'll drink out of the cup, but I won't touch it. I'll drink with the straw. So
he literally parked her right in the middle of my parents' kitchen, to start the day. It was 9 a.m. We're eating breakfast, and we're kind of getting her going for the day, and just so fired up, and I'm dreaming of winning that thing and hoisting it. I want a cup. I want to just give it up, or pick it up and give it the biggest kiss in the world, like everyone wants to do, right? But I'm just gonna hold off here, and if my career ends, I don't get it. I'm sure I'll run into it at some other player's Cup party down the road, and I'll pick it up. But it worked out, and like I said, I got more than enough pictures now to be proud of, and we both got a chance to do it, so we're both, how lucky are we?
How is your Cup day going to compare to Braden's?
we haven't even been told that we're going to get the cup for a day because of COVID. So I'm like,
Oh, no way.
I don't even want to get my hopes up. Like, the last we heard is that the cup's staying in tap until November. I'm hopeful that we get a day with it, and that'd be special. But if I did get it, it'd be tough to top Braden's. Braden's is wild.
Well, I appreciate it, boys. I know you got to get running. I got to get running. I know you guys got to go to the tattoo parlor. I still think cup bros right on your your left bicep. Luke's bicep's a little bit bigger than yours, Braden, but you use a little bit more ink.
You'll see us in 40 years, Joey. Those tattoos will be a little stretched. No ink on us.
The Blues did recently receive an award of their own as well, as they were named the Sports Business Journal's Team of the Year. After raising the Stanley Cup for the first time in franchise history, the Blues turned right around and opened an incredible new facility down at the Centene Community Ice Center, hosted a successful NHL All-Star Weekend, and donated nearly $1.5 million to the St. Louis community. So there's no doubt this organization has a lot to be proud of.
Winning this award really reflects not just the work of 1 year, but of a commitment made back in 2012. And it's a celebration of a remarkable, passionate, determined, and talented staff that made it possible. All of this defines team for us. It defines a team committed to winning and to reaching new levels. And we feel exceptionally honored to have won tonight, to have accomplished this in this very trying time.
Now, that award would not have been possible without the hard work of the hockey operations staff, who spent this week right here in the Blues locker room as the NHL pulled off an all-virtual draft. Now, this took a lot of preparation from a lot of people. Blues technical staff spent weeks making sure the room was equipped with the proper internet, installing landlines for any communication, putting up monitors with live draft clocks and broadcast feeds. There were also cameras in the room streaming both days, and of course a microphone so that they could actually announce their picks. So although it was a successful draft, it was unique to say the least.
You obviously missed that interaction with the players face to face, but you see other drafts that work like this. I think from a cost efficiency, it would be a lot different than having to take everyone there. But I see the pros and cons of doing it both ways. I think this is a good sample size to see if we like that, and I'm sure the GMs and the team presidents will get together and find out what's best moving forward.
Now taking a peek at the Blues' newest draft class, a well-rounded group here in 2020 with 3 forwards, 3 defensemen, and a goaltender. And on top of being strong on the ice, these guys are pretty fun off it as well. Ashley Weiss here with Blues 2020 first-round pick, number 26 overall, Jake Neighbors, Noah Beck, just drafted by the St. Louis Blues, Will Cranley, Tanner Dickinson. What do you know about the city of St. Louis?
Not a whole lot. I know they like music there, and I do as well.
I know you guys got a big arch.
I mean, obviously St. Louis won the cup just a couple years back, and they do a really good job with the way they play and the style of play they have.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you rate your hair?
Some guys probably have it really low, but actually it's pretty high, maybe like an 8.
Has to be a 10.
Oh, right now it's not too good. I'd give it like a 5, maybe average. I don't know, like somewhere in the middle of the pack.
Was that a quarantine-inspired decision?
Oh, 100%, yeah. Just couldn't go to a barber shop here and just let her grow.
Do you know what state St. Louis is in?
Missouri.
There you go. See, you already have something down.
No.
Are you a big TikTok guy?
I am. I don't post. I have one that went viral.
Easy no need to go down. Rock that, run that, this how we from.
Are you a TikTok guy?
Yeah, I find myself on TikTok quite a bit.
Do you know any of the TikTok dances?
No, never took the time to learn any of those.
Oh man, maybe just this one.
Wow.
Going into your freshman year of college, what has it been like trying to start school, start with a new team in the middle of this pandemic?
I have a macro class that I'm kind of struggling in right now, but other than that, it's going pretty well, honestly.
Are there any movies or TV shows that maybe you're embarrassed to admit that you like?
The Bachelor. I don't
The
know.
Bachelor.
Yeah, and like Temptation Island or something. Me and my billet mom are really into that, so.
Can we count on you to live tweet?
I don't know about that. I'm not much of a Twitter guy. I'm not on the social media. I'm not too much of an influence, I don't think.
Can you tell me how you learned sign language?
Yeah, so my buddy, shout out to Ozzy Weisblatt.
From the Prince Albert Raiders, Ozzy Weisblatt.
We played together in midget AAA for the Calgary Buffaloes, and we'd have some long bus rides, and we clicked right away as friends. And I started learning sign language just as something to do on the bus, and now I'm having some pretty fluent conversations with his mom, which is something I'm very proud of. So it was definitely something fun to learn, and I'm definitely still learning as well. So
Can you sign something for us?
Sure, we'll go. Let's go St. Louis.
Welcome back to Inside the Note, brought to you by the Mid-America Chevy dealers. A lot happening here at Enterprise Center over the next 2 weeks. It starts on Friday with the Blues end-of-season equipment sale. You can purchase new and game-used equipment like skates, sticks, gloves, and more. Please note there is a limit of 4 game-used items per buyer, but there will also be up to 75% off other STL Authentics merchandise. And although you must place your orders online, most items will also have a pickup option to allow you to set up a time to come grab your gear from Enterprise Center. Then there will be another chance to come to the building on October 17th because the Blues are teaming up with Barnes Jewish Hospital to put on a flu shot event. So stay healthy and come get your flu shot with us between 9 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon. And remember, free agency opens tomorrow at 11 a.m. So be sure to keep it locked on stlouisblues.com and follow all of our social media channels to make sure that you don't miss a thing. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Inside the Note, presented by your Mid-America Chevy dealers.